We reserved the deluxe suite.
This is your father.
Husband, he's my husband. A lot of people say that.
5 couples are planning for the arrival of their first child.
We're gonna be a family.
Whether pregnant or adopting, they all find the journey to parenthood a difficult one.
Care Bear, I'm sorry. All I want to do is punch you in the face.
But as the magical day arrives, they rejoice in the miracle of new life, in what to expect when you're expecting.
What to Expect When You're Expecting is based on the popular book. So, Greg, David, you've just seen it. What did you think about it?
Where do we begin? Gosh, there's no real plot. There's no character development. There's no real story arc. There's no surprises. And at the end, everyone just gives birth.
It's like the Jack in the Box breakfast platter. You know, you've got the eggs and the sausage and the hash browns and the pancakes, and you think it's gonna be this banquet. But it turns out it's just the same artificially sweetened, high fructose, highly processed nothing. And that's what this movie is. This movie will probably be used in some way as a special feature for the book than a movie by itself. And there might be some sort of like pop-up commentary where they're like, turn to page 46 if you're dealing with this issue. And in that sense, the movie might work as an example of here are the upper middle class problems that you might deal with in a pregnancy.
While I was watching the movie, I really got this sense that the director was going, okay, we've spent enough time on them, we need to go to the next couple, and then, oh, okay, enough with them, let's go to the next couple, which was really jarring because I didn't get a chance to sit with any one of the particular stories and get to know these characters.
No, it's totally true. You really need to have, in big hyperlink narrative stories like this, a strong A story and then just diminishing stories until you have like one couple that's just, you know, a runner for small jokes here and there. But everybody...
And you're right, there was no A story in this.
Yeah.
They were all lots of D stories.
And it just exhausts you to go through that. It's like you feel like you're on a treadmill where as soon as you emotionally invested in one storyline, it's
Absolutely.
like, well, put that in a box and then move on to this next one and then get involved in that one and then put that aside. There's not enough character interaction between the stories. It only has that little cursory, like they walk past each other or they wave at someone or like it turns out 2 characters that we didn't think knew each other are related and stuff
Just
like that.
suddenly because one of the characters says it out of the blue.
Yeah, like, oh, that's how they're related and I don't really care.
This movie really didn't have a sense of tone. It didn't know what it wanted to be. And it just wanted to bubble along in a very light comedic fashion without being really funny until it got to the birthing scenes at the very end of the movie, which creates this false sense of emotion because we're human beings. You feel emotion when someone's giving birth, but then afterwards you're like going, okay, why did I feel any emotion?
The writing, in a sense, in this movie is good. I think the dialogue is exciting. They do seem like believable people. They have consistent personalities, but it's just the premise. It's just a movie about 52 people getting pregnant, essentially.
It feels like it, right?
It's too much.
We have a lot of really experienced actors in this. Cameron Diaz.
Jennifer Lopez.
Dennis Quaid.
Elizabeth Banks.
Chris Rock. That they're given so little to work with, and they all have such little screen time that they act the hell out of the little bit of time that they actually get on the screen. And you really feel like they're really investing in their characters because they have so little time.
Chris Rock is really heavily in the trailer. How was he?
Well, I think that the trailer is a little bit of a deception. In the movie, Chris Rock is the head of this man posse, and it's a group of guys who are all daddies now, and they get to go to the park with their kids and have their man moments. The problem is that Chris and none of the other guys are particularly funny, and they keep having this man posse scene over and over again to where you're at the point you're saying, I've seen this already.
And Chris Rock really could not be in this movie less. He is in it as small and as little as he could possibly be in it without it being considered a cameo.
Bro. When your wife says you're just test driving minivans, you're buying a minivan. And when she says you're just looking at houses, you're buying a house.
No, I'm not.
Oh, yes, you are.
I'm not buying a house.
Oh, check your receipts.
I do want to point out, Elizabeth Banks, she essentially has this nervous breakdown near the end of the movie where after all of this anticipation for being pregnant, she absolutely hates being pregnant. It's the worst thing she's ever experienced, both emotionally and physically. And that's, for me, one of the funny moments in the movie, but they're so few and far between. When Chris Rock isn't funny in a movie, you need to skip it.
What to expect when you're expecting to see what to expect when you're expecting? Not a good movie. Skip it.
Do we cheers now?
Only if we must.
I can't drink, I'm pregnant.
Pregnancy sucks.